One of the mysteries of this pandemic is how the coronavirus affects people so differently. Some people have no symptoms, others still struggle with lingering issues years after they were infected. Alana Cooper fits into that last group, and the Fox 5 medical team's Beth Galvin joins us with her story. It's so interesting how it really impacts so many people differently.
It does, and if you look at someone like Alana Cooper, she's been going to different doctors for a couple of years now, a neurologist for her migraines, a pulmonologist or a lung specialist for her breathing problems. But last month, Cooper finally found a long COVID clinic right here in Atlanta called Absolute Care, where she feels like she's finally getting closer to getting some answers. Alana Cooper is a regular at Fineo Fit in Smyrna, where she comes to get grounded.
I ran track in college. I grew up running track. I'm used to working out 4 or 5 days a week.
But these days, the 34-year-old works out only once a week, and she's constantly checking her watch, monitoring her heart rate, which was never a problem when she was a sprinter.
But now I can just jog for 2 minutes. My heart rate spikes. My heart's pounding. Sometimes I'll bend down and I'll black out.
Cooper has long COVID after catching the coronavirus twice, first in March of 2020 at her grandfather's funeral, then again in January.
The first time I had COVID, it was primarily migraines, fatigue, brain fog, whereas now it is, trouble breathing, memory, cognitive. Anti-inflammatory, lung defense, vitamin C.
The morning after her workout back home, Cooper's tired, but trying to push through with her work as a Ph.D. student in biomedical engineering at Georgia Tech.
What I'm growing to realize is my memory has been affected. And when brain fog kicks in, you're trying to find words, you're trying to think through problems, but you're moving slower, you're processing slower. And that's kind of hard to do in a PhD environment.
So after going from one doctor to another, Cooper found Absolute Care in Buckhead, one of 5 long COVID clinics in Georgia.
And it's a one-stop shop here, so that they're not going to the pulmonologist and the cardiologist and the family doctor and the neurologist. You feel like you're going to pass out?
For the first time in 2 years, Cooper is getting a comprehensive workup. Blood work, a test of her brain function, even a kind of scratch and sniff test to measure the loss of smell common with COVID-19. Infectious disease specialist Dr. Joel Rosenstock says all of this will help his team objectively measure and track subjective long COVID complaints like fatigue and pain and brain fog. Dr. Rosenstock began his career nearly 40 years ago in the early HIV epidemic.
It's very similar in the long COVID world. People are not validated in their complaints, they're not believed. And what we do is reassure them, validate their complaints, let them understand that they are real and that myself and the rest of my long COVID staff believe them, and then come up with an action plan.
Alana Cooper's biggest concern is brain fog.
It kicks in at any point, and so when you're in the middle of a conversation and then you have to think for a word or you pause, it's a little embarrassing.
One of the classical findings is misnaming, so they'll be talking and a word will come out that's not the correct word.
Dr. Rosenstock says they don't fully understand why or how COVID-19 affects the brain, but he says brain fog is a common complaint among the 50 or so active long COVID patients in his clinic right now.
Their main question is, when am I going to get better, doc? And if I'm going to get better. And that's a harder question.
But Rosenstock says most of the 150 long COVID patients they've treated so far have improved.
Now, I'm not saying they're 100% better. They're not all back at work doing their job that they used to do, but they are markedly improved.
Cooper, who has to break her work into 4-hour increments because of fatigue, is fighting to stay in her PhD program.
They pretty much told me to return to the program once my symptoms improve. As a PhD student, you're a student employee, but we're not eligible for certain benefits. So it's kind of navigating this tricky path of trying to stay in school, be productive, because if not, then, you don't have income or insurance. So it's a tricky balance. For
some of the people that have dropped out of their graduate programs or their undergraduate programs, the fear is they'll never go back. They have that fear, we have that fear.
But for the first time in a couple of years, Alana Cooper feels hopeful.
I feel at a very good point because I feel like I have a team of people who are supportive, who are friendly, who understand, and I can relate to, and they're experts within their field.
And Cooper has a telehealth appointment tomorrow with Dr. Rosenstock to go over her test results. And from there, they're going to come up with a personalized treatment plan for her. And we're going to be following her and a couple of other long COVID patients over the next few months. And you know, Eric, this is really a long haul thing. We're talking about a young woman who's been in this for 2 years. She was infected first in March of 2020.
And I know so many people are probably in her same shoes and they might not can put their finger on what's going on. How can people maybe get help or seek help?
So I would say if you're having symptoms that are lasting longer than 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks out from your infection, talk to your primary care doctor about, should I see a specialist? Should I see go to a long COVID clinic like this? This one specializes in more softer cases, not the folks who were in the hospital with absolutely debilitating cases, but the folks who are struggling day to day.